Hi, I'm Robin, English teacher with Core Languages, and today I'm standing on an interesting looking outdoor stage in Riverfront Park, North Charleston. Look at it. Look at the stage behind me. Did you look at it? Some of you may have looked at it because I told you to look at it. When you tell someone to do something, like I just did to you, you use what's called the imperative. We use the imperative all the time. We tell people to watch out or be careful. But we need to know how to use the imperative. It follows a slightly different word order. And it doesn't work with all subject pronouns and tenses. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to use the imperative so the next time you want to tell someone to look at something, you can formulate a perfect English sentence. The imperative. The imperative is a form that is used to give commands, instructions, warnings, or advice to someone on what to do or what not to do. We can also use the imperative to offer suggestions. For example, get back. Turn right at the next intersection. Don't spend all your money in one place. Let's go for a walk. To form the imperative, we simply use the base form of the verb. The imperative can only be used with the second person, both singular and plural. The subject, you, however, is only implied and does not actually appear in the sentence. The verb is usually the first word in the sentence, followed by the rest of the sentence. For example, wash the dishes. Again, the subject you is only implied and does not appear in the sentence. And the first word is wash. Wash the dishes. To form a negative imperative, we simply use the auxiliary verb to do and not. Do not or don't. Do not or don't go to the beginning of the sentence, followed by the verb in its base form, and then the rest of the sentence. For example, don't touch that. We can also make the sentence a bit more polite by adding please. Please don't talk when I'm talking. Or, please do not argue with me. The word please could also go to the end of the sentence. Don't talk when I'm talking, please. Or do not argue with me, please. We can also use the imperative for making suggestions. When making suggestions with the imperative, we use let's or let us, which is the first person plural. Let's goes to the beginning of the sentence, follows by the verb in its base form, and the rest of the sentence. For example, let's go to the movies. Or, let's look at the schedule. Let us consider the alternative. There are different uses for the imperative. For example, we can use the imperative to give commands or to tell someone what to do. For example, leave me alone. We can also use the imperative to give someone instructions. For example, turn left at the stop sign. The imperative is used to make requests. For example, please take a seat. We can also use the imperative to give someone advice. For example, don't eat fast food. And we can also use the imperative to make suggestions. For example, let's take a walk. Look at the following two pictures and sentences and try to choose between the verbs to be and to forget. Don't, to call your parents. Very good. We would say, don't forget to call your parents. Remember to use the verb in its base form. Please, seated. The doctor will be with you shortly. Excellent. Please be seated. The doctor will be with you shortly. Remember to use the verb in its base form, which means it is unconjugated and it does not have the word to in front of it. It would be incorrect to say, please to be seated. How about this sentence? Let's go to the farmer's market this afternoon. Or go let's to the farmer's market this afternoon. This sentence uses the imperative to make a suggestion. To make a suggestion with the imperative, we start with let's, and then we use a verb in its base form. The correct sentence is, let's go to the farmer's market this afternoon. And how about this sentence? Closes the door, please, or shut the door, please. Closes is already conjugated, so it would be incorrect to say, closes the door, please. The correct sentence is, shut the door. We could also say, close the door, please. It is important to remember to keep the verb in its base form, unconjugated. Thank you for watching. I hope you now have a better understanding of how to use the imperative. As always, if you have more questions, feel free to comment, or if you're interested in joining one of our courses with a live instructor, feel free to message us directly. I look forward to seeing you in our next class.